Hi, everyone. There goes the stars. I'm honestly not shocked. I'm actually glad that they're done because I'm tired of getting my hopes up all the time. The stars, they didn't do anything. The stars, they didn't do anything right in this game. The game six proved why they were down 3-0 in the first place. They kept turning the puck over. They kept getting forechecked hard. They couldn't create pressure. They couldn't enter their zone. They couldn't do anything right. Game one, they were sloppy, but they forced OT. Ended up losing off an unlucky bounce. Game two, Stars looked like the Stars were about 2.5 minutes away from potentially winning the game, and then a turnover by Suter. Marchessault scores games, and then they lose an OT off of a line change infraction. Game three, flat out dominated from the first couple of minutes, down 3-0 early, and then gave up another goal, and then nothing after that. Game four, they had went to overtime in Dallas. Pavelski scored. Game five, Delandria helped us out in that game. Game six, they played exactly how they played in game three. Complete terrible. I'm I'm actually I'm glad that the Stars lost because I don't want to deal with disappointment again. Because I'm gonna tell you now, if they face the Panthers, they're probably not gonna win. Even though the Stars swept them, they swept Vegas in the regular season and they lost in six to them. The Stars will never get back to this. They're never gonna get back to this point. I'm gonna go player by player. All right. I'm gonna go player by player. Let's start with the first line. I'm talking about this series. Rope Hens, one goal, one. And that was game one. One goal. After that, nothing. Pavelski, one goal, the game winner in OT. Robertson, 5 goals. He finally picked up, but it wasn't enough. And and, and hold on. Hold on. This second line for Dallas was the worst it's ever played. This probably was the worst line in the whole postseason. Tyler Sagan, no goals. Max Domi, no goals. Marchman, no goals. Yoel Kiviranta, no goals. That second line didn't do anything against Vegas. Not one goal from anyone. The third line, Ben, one goal, game one. After that, he got suspended and he didn't even do good in this game. Johnston, no goals. He had four. He had four in the postseason until this. I'm not a goat, Daniel Barry. The Donov, no goals, and he got hurt. Delandria, it's crazy. Ty Delandria had 2 goals in this series, but the top players like Rope Hens, he didn't do anything. One goal. Um, the fourth line, Glendening, he had a goal. That's it. So you mean to tell me only Robertson had 5 goals? Rope Hens one, Pavelski one. Nobody from the second line had a goal. Nobody from the third line had a goal, and the fourth line, 3 people had a goal. Really, Stars got flat out dominated, and I'm honestly glad that the season's over with. The Stars, they overachieved this year. People thought they would be a first round exit. Nobody thought that they would even win this. Vegas can go to hell. You can even look at their Twitter. This is why no team likes them. They're the most mouthiest Twitter and fan base in the league. They can't, and this is the second time they're in the Stanley Cup. Remember that last time they got gentlemen smelt by the Capitals. They gave Ovechkin his first ring. Now they got to face a red hot Florida team. This look like this is the year of South. If you're a South Florida fan, and this is probably their year of sports wise, because they're probably going to win the Stanley Cup, and they might even win the they might even win the NBA Finals. Stars didn't do anything right. They got completely shut down. And the Stars, they have some changes to do. The Stars, I don't know what they're gonna fix about this, but first thing is they need to fix that second line. Sagan, he didn't do anything. The only time Sagan did good was when he was with the first line. It almost makes you wonder if Sagan should stay on that first line and when he was on the power play. On the power play, he was really the Stars' best power play person. The Wild, he had his way. But other than that, nothing. Rope Hens, he was the hottest player in the postseason, only one goal. The defense here, Heiskanen was great. Suter, he cost us game two. He tried to make up for it, but it wasn't enough. Essa Lindell, he had a shaky series, but he was fine. Hockenpaugh's a piece of shit. I'm glad. I wish he was gone. Harley and Hanley both did fine, but I don't know. This is why I don't. This is why I don't like hockey. Hockey, the expected is to win, except Florida. Hockey is just another version of the NBA. The NBA is worse. And I don't care. I don't care if Boston lost. The NBA still pulls strings for teams. I don't know who's going to win the finals. I don't care since Boston. I don't care who wins since Boston's now out. Because I'm going to tell you, if Boston would have moved on, that would have been it. And I can tell you that they were going to beat Denver. But I don't know what the Stars are gonna do. Onger and oh yeah, Jake Onger. This is not Jake Onger that I've known last year. Last year, he was great in the playoffs, even though they lost in seven to Calgary. But this, but but what was I gonna say? Wait, who won? Wait, Who won Eastern Conference Finals MVP? Was it Butler or Martin? Um, the Stars, they couldn't do anything right in Game Six. Everything that they were told to do, they did the exact opposite. Puck handling, they kept turning the puck over. Oh, Butler won it. In my opinion, it should have been Martin. Martin should have won it in my eyes, but you know. Oh, I can relax for the finals. Um, I'm just knowing this. The Panthers are gonna win the Stanley Cup. Okay, they're gonna get their first Stanley Cup. So whoever wins gets their first Stanley Cup. Me, I rather Florida win. I have no trouble. Nobody wants Vegas to win. Everyone doesn't want Vegas to win, unless you're in Nevada. The Stars. This is why they only had one Stanley Cup. A Stanley Cup I wasn't even alive for in the 1999. Back in the great Mike Modano days. They always have constant playoff frustration. Honestly, they have trouble getting past the second round. 2019, this is all their playoff frustration. 2016, game seven, they lost in game seven against the Blues. I think it was the second round. Game Game 7 in 2019 against the Blues, lost in overtime. And now this. Get last year, game 7 loss against Calgary in overtime. And now this. Who fucking knows, man? This is why I don't like hockey. Hockey, no, every year a team that I don't like ends up winning it. Colorado won last year. Past before those, I was still hating on the Lightning. The only time that a team that I like won was in 2018 against the Capitals. Not gonna lie, in 2019, I was pissed that St. Louis won because they eliminated us. That year, I didn't care who won because I wouldn't have been happy. Now, if Vegas wins, now I'm gonna be pissed off even more. I don't know what the Stars are gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna fix, but they need to fix the second line. The second line was the worst line in the whole playoffs. Nobody did good on that second line. Not even Max Domi. He was getting pressure. They kept getting pressure, but they couldn't score. Marchman, he was a disappointment. Makes me wonder why the Stars even signed him. After the first few weeks, he didn't do anything after that. Ryan Suter was good in the playoffs for the first two series, but when he ran into Vegas, he pulled his strings back. I'm not. I'm honestly not. I'm honestly glad. I'm honestly glad that the Stars are done because I don't want. I don't have time to hear all the crap they're in because I knew the Stars weren't going to come back 3-0. That's too big of a hole of anybody. That's too big of a hole for anybody. It's gonna be Florida against Vegas. I hope Florida wins. I don't want Vegas. Nobody wants Vegas. And it seems like whoever wins the West ends up going to the Stanley Cup. Shows you how weak the West is. Vegas for Vegas, this is their last chance to win something. If they don't win, they're probably not going to get back. This is why I don't like hockey. Vegas, no. The way their fan base and their team is full of assholes. Like nobody, Jack Eichel, when he went to, he's too much of a crybaby because when he was with Buffalo, he was upset. Marcia Solt's a piece of shit. I don't like, I don't like Alex Petrangelo because of St. Louis. But it is what it is. Rest is meaningless in sports. Yeah, it's not nothing really good there. And also, I don't. And also, Wild fans still to this day are still they were all following the Stars, praying to God that they get out of playoffs. But the Stars, they couldn't do it. I knew they weren't gonna win. I knew the star I knew the Stars weren't gonna win this because they haven't been into this point since 2020. And also for Vegas, this is not revenge for 2020. That was 3 years ago. Their fan base still to this day still think that this is revenge and they were still salty about it. This isn't revenge. I consider revenge the very next year because this isn't revenge. This is actually a grudge they have against us. And if the Stars would have climbed back, they would have hated us for as long as they live. Tommy, I get you hate Vegas. You're a Sharks fan. Sharks can't stand Vegas. Every time the Stars get in the playoffs, they never get into the Stanley Cup. It took a 2020 bubble to finally break it, and even that they didn't win. Jamie Benn and Pavelski, they're never gonna get rings. Never. This was their best chance, one of their best chances, and they lost it. If they would have won, see, if they would have won game two, then what we would have been heading to was a game seven. And if they wouldn't have lost game two, I'm gonna watch the NBA Finals. The Stanley Cup, I don't give a shit who wins. Actually, I do, Florida, but I'm not watching it because it's boring unless it's my own team in it. And I knew the Stars weren't gonna win. I'm like, something tells me they're gonna play like how they did in Game Three. They didn't defend home ice well. They didn't do anything right. That second line needs to be fixed. It was the worst line, even worse than the fourth line. The fourth line. You mean to tell me three goals on the fourth line, but the second line had none against Vegas. Domi didn't score. Sagan, he didn't score. So it's fine. But I'm not watching the Stanley Cup. I'm not watching the Stanley. I'm just gonna watch the NBA Finals. I'll probably call a few Finals games, but I'm not watching the Stanley Cup. I hope Florida wins because Vegas, they don't deserve a Stanley Cup. The way their fan base treats other fans, the way their Twitter operates. So that's it. Hold on, Zach. Let me check Twitter. Boston is now the first city to lose a home games. Oh my god. Yeah, if you're Boston, this season was terrible for like sports. Is down bad for you. 3-1 choke job to the Panthers, and then the Celtics trying to almost made the Heat blow a 3-0 lead just to fuck up in the game seven. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this now. Tatum might be the most overrated superstar in the league. Because look how he played this game. He didn't do shit. Jalen Brown didn't do anything. Derek White was the only one trying to reel him back in. But fuck Vegas. Again, in Boston, they suck, man. They had Scott Foster on their side and Tony Brothers, and they still couldn't do it. That's sad. Tatum's probably the most overrated superstar. When it's under pressure, he doesn't live up. But when it's anything else, it's Jason Tatum. What he's supposed to do. But when it's under pressure in an elimination game, he don't step up. Even in the Warriors last year in the NBA Finals, Tatum didn't do shit in Game 6. But it's fine. The Panthers, they're gonna win the Stanley Cup. If they win, I'm gonna be fine. But I'm fine with the Stars because they overachieved this year. Nobody thought they would be this good. I don't know if they're gonna go next year. Next year, now their expectations going to be high after this. And if they don't, then it's going to look bad. But one thing they for sure need to fix is their they need to fix the second line. I don't know what Sagan, he didn't have not one goal after that game. After game, Sagan didn't have one goal after that first series. He didn't do anything after that. Pavelski tried to make the Stars come back. Didn't work. Robertson was quiet all postseason until now, and it wasn't even enough. First line didn't do anything in Game 6. This is why the Stars will never get to a Stanley Cup and win it. So I'm not surprised. I'm glad the Stars are out because I don't have to get hope again. So now all my teams this year disappointed. The Dodgers already know what they're going to do. Despite losing a lot of pieces, they're going to get in the postseason. They're going to get in the postseason. They're going to choke to whatever team. Probably they'll probably choke to the Diamondbacks in the playoffs. The way they're playing, it's not the not the Diamondbacks. They'll somehow lose to Milwaukee. But Stars once again playoffs messed up. Except they went farther this time. Warriors second round exit to the Lakers, a team who were frauds, who were full of frauds. And now the Stars go out on a bad note. On their home ice. All postseason, they were doing good on home ice until that. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Make sure you hit the like, comment, subscribe, guys. So peace out. I'll see you guys soon. Oh my god. Hey guys, you should check out Vegas and San Jose Twitter. They're going at it. Jesus. Hold on a sec. This East, they keep going at it. Told you, bro. But that's all I want to say, guys. I'll see you guys soon. And fuck Vegas.